got. You, they're coming to me.
Quite cold still. Apparently it's supposed to snow tonight. Every time it says it's supposed to snow in the Pacific Northwest, it never does. So I don't believe it. So I wanted to drop off the blue 23 WRX over at the shop because I know if I have that car at the house, I'm going to pick that car and drive around daily status over the 07 right now because the 07 is not fully tuned, it's not fully done. It's obviously comfier, it's newer, it's quieter, all that fun stuff. So it's just a more comfy and better daily driver at the moment. But I need to start getting miles on the 07 and I need to get this 22 WRX done being parted out, which is almost done. So I'm just gonna move this car back over to the house. I'm not gonna drive it once it's to the house. We are gonna go drop it off at Discount Tires, so that way we can get the stock wheels put on, the OEM TPMS sensors recalibrated to the car. We're gonna send this thing through a quick automatic car wash just to get it a little bit spick and span because this thing has been sitting for quite some time. And then we got some stuff going on with the 07. We got a couple more parts to toss on it. We got to go get some data logs for Josh, and we're going to drive it around because, god damn it, do I miss driving a quality GD. Well, first car wash was closed. They said it was too cold for an automated car wash, which maybe the pipes just froze. I have no idea. Another one closed down. The only one that I can find that's open is not touchless. It is very much a touch car wash, but you know, this thing hasn't been washed in forever. It's too cold. I'm not washing it, so we're going through the touch car wash. So many of you guys are gonna be so mad at me right now. This is the only open car wash. Have you ever seen those videos where people go through these car washes and then they somehow hit the person in front of them? That's what I always feel like is gonna happen. Will it? I don't know. It says no steering, so. This is brutal, dude. This is brutal! All right, off to the tire shop. Car's all cleaned up. Discount Tire knows what they're doing. We should be able to pick that thing up in a little bit. So the WRX actually already done. We came back to the house, I ate lunch, and we just went and picked it up. I'll show you guys that here in a minute. It looks way better on stock wheels, but I need to knock out a couple things on the 07 here because after this becomes daily driver status, I don't plan on bringing it back in the garage until we get more parts in, which is ironically in like 3 or 4 days, but I just want to start getting miles on this thing. We have an alignment set up for this car this Thursday, so we need to start getting cracking on this thing to get it 100%. Somebody mentioned just get the flares painted already. Like I said, I'm waiting on the hood to come in before we go and take this thing to get painted. It doesn't make sense to go paint the flares just to have to take it back to paint for them to paint the hood when they can just do the flares and the hood at the same time. They can kind of all blend it together that way versus doing it in little chunks here and there. So like I said, a couple things to toss on. We have our alternator shroud to throw on, our intake snorkel to throw back on. I got a set of OEM STI or OEM Subaru windshield wipers, some top shelf convex JDM mirrors, as well as this carbon fiber exhaust heat shield thing just to kind of cover up the damage that's on the rear bumper. So as soon as we get that done, this car is going to go out, the WRX is going to come in, we're going to pull the AWE exhaust off that WRX, put the stock one back on, and then that car should be fully stock again. So that way I don't really have to mess with it, don't have to worry about it. I'm just waiting on the title to come in for that car so that way I can sell it and just kind of move it out of here because I can't really do anything to it until the state gives me the title for it. So. So I got these convex wide angle mirrors from Top Shelf Rare Part. I'm not a huge fan of the stock mirrors. They don't give you a lot of visibility when driving, and they have a couple color options with these. They have this blue color, and then they also have a yellow, but I felt like the blue would probably work with the car a little bit better since, well, obviously it's blue, so I kind of figured it would match. It doesn't seem too hard to do. We're gonna need some 3M tape, which I believe I have in one of these drawers, a heat gun, something to clean the backside of the mirror caps with, and we should just be able to get them off, so they don't look too bad to do. We just gotta be very, 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 very gentle. The first thing it said to do is heat up the outer edges of the glass. It's pretty cold, so I'll probably let it really heat up, because this mirror glass is just kind of pressed in with a couple things of 3M tape on the backside. All right, look at that, look at that. All right, that's a good sign right there. There's like 2 things of 3M tape behind this, and I'm trying to like cut through. It just seems like it works there. All right, there we go. There we go. Hey! Look at that, stock mirror off. So we need to get off this old 3M tape here, which is hard as a rock, so we'll use some heat. We'll clean this, we'll put some new 3M tape, reheat up this edge, and then put our new mirror in. And there is 2. Get it with a little bit of glass cleaner first. Oh. Slide it in like that, and then press in from the outer edges. Push down on those points where that 3M is a little bit. Not hard, just enough to, like, you know, get it to stick on there. I'm pretty happy with that. I feel like that's in there pretty sturdy. I don't think that's gonna go anywhere. Hella convex. So to give you guys a little bit of a field of view here, this is the stock mirror. Like, it works. Don't get me wrong, like, it works fine. But the wide angle ones, dude, they work so much better. You can see so much more out of that mirror. And I prefer the blue tint on the mirrors. I've always liked it. I had them on the 14 WRX also, those JDM ones that I got. They have just a cooler look in my opinion. Like I said, the stock glass works totally fine, but you can see so much more. So much more. Well, my camera literally didn't record any of it, but we have the other mirror in. It was the exact same as the other side. Heat it up, slide a card in there, get the old glass out, clean it, 3M tape on, trim it up, heat it, new mirror in, press it down, get it nice in there. So, wide angle mirrors installed. It's looking good. It'll look way better once everything's painted, but like I said, we're just waiting for our vented hood to come in, because I want to have the vented hood painted blue with the vents exposed carbon fiber. I think that'll look just money. Dude, it's just gonna look so good. I'm hyped for it. I'm just glad it's working. I ran it through another coolant test just to make sure that we are solid, and it worked absolutely perfect. So with those new mirrors on there, the exhaust guard, I think it's looking pretty good. So now we can start putting some miles on this thing. We got to tear off the AWE Touring exhaust on this car, and we're gonna put the stock exhaust from my 2023 WRX on this one, so that way this thing will pretty much be put back to stock in its entirety, so that way it can go to the dealership or whoever wants to buy it. So, should be pretty easy. We're just gonna toss the quick jacks underneath this thing, get this thing up in the air, pull that exhaust off, then take out the 07 STI, go get some driving logs for Josh so we can start doing a little bit of e-tuning on that car to start cleaning up the map, so that way come early February we can tune both that car and the 17 STI again. This is off of my blue 2023 WRX. And it's just gonna go on this one. We'll take off the AWE, put that one on. We should be good. While I'm down there, I may go ahead and pop off this third brake light and just put the OEM cover back on. I probably have it somewhere in my box of stock parts from my GT up in there. So we'll figure it out, we'll find it. So I'm just gonna knock this out real quick. It's swapping a cat back out. I really don't think I need to walk you guys through how to swap a cat back out. Undo the hangers, undo the bolts, take the old one out, put the stock one in. Super easy. So with that being said, let's just boom, just like that. AWE is off and the stock exhaust is back on. This thing is 100% factory now, ready to go. I just need the title to come in the mail for it, and then we're gonna get this thing out of our lives. Like I said, it's a good looking car. I really like the white. I debated taking everything off my blue one and putting it on the white one, but you know, the blue one, I can't have them all World Rally blue if I get rid of the blue one. Can I? I can't. No. So I'm gonna put that up. We are going to go out in the morning when there is daylight, go take the Hawkeye out and get some data logs. So I'm gonna clean up the garage and respond to some emails because I got some emails to do. We are out in the STI. I gotta go run a couple errands. We're gonna grab a couple logs for Josh, mainly cruising logs. It sounds like I still have an exhaust leak down there, but everything is tight. Everything is tight as hell. I don't know what exhaust leak we'd be having. So it looks like you're gonna be going up on the quick jacks when we bring you back in the garage to see what's up there, daddy-o. Not bad. It feels good to be in a GD again, I'll tell you that much. Whenever it comes to braking in a new engine, I try to do a lot of engine braking, especially like when you're going downhill. Don't use your brakes, just let the engine do the braking. The vacuum helps seat the rings very well. So if you can do engine braking, definitely suggest doing so. All right, first log, 35, 40 mile per hour cruising, relatively straight road. This is just to start cleaning up the cruising logs a little bit, so we're just gonna keep it right here. Get this log. The other one we're gonna need is 60 miles per hour cruising, so we'll do that on the freeway on the way back. I will say though, for my eyeball alignment, this thing drives stupid straight, man. Like, well done me for eyeballing an alignment. Like I said, it's going to get in alignment tomorrow, so it's not really not that big of a deal, but dude, who makes a road out of concrete? I do, however, need to soften up the dampening on these coilovers because, dear Lord, are they stiff as hell. Whole car bounces. Fun fact, I think my hood's not latched either, so you know, that's a problem. I'll fix that. I gotta go pay daddy government a whole bunch of money, so I gotta go run into this office real quick and go give them oodles of tax dollars. And then we'll latch our hood and go get our 60 mile per hour driving log, because that would have sucked going on the freeway with the hood unlatched, taking out the windshield, taking out the roof. Whoa. Granted, we got a new hood coming, but it's not the hood I'm worried about. All right, we have paid daddy government. Let's go get our other driving logs. We're gonna go hop on the freeway up there and drive 60 miles an hour for like 45 seconds and log it. It'll be so much fun. Come with me on this journey of logging my data log, of doing the log datas. So exciting! I will say I do feel way better about the car now after everything we've done. Coolant temps, perfect, 181, haven't even gone above that yet. Thermostat, we've been so cool, the thermostat hasn't even needed to open. There is still things that I need to do to this thing to get it where I want it. Like, we still don't have our outside temp working. I need to buy a new temp sensor because the one I bought was for 08 plus, my bad. The brakes probably should be bled again. It smells a little funny. We do have some bride seats coming for this thing, a set of Defi gauges for up here. I want to make this, since this is my permanent GD chassis car, my permanent STI based car, I want it to be kind of like the perfect STI, if that makes sense. Granted, I know the paint job on it is not optimal and there are defects in the car, but we will address those later. I want the Hawkeye to not be a car that is so perfect to where I don't want to drive it in like rain, snow, in weather. I want it to be a car that I feel okay with just taking it out in any weather that I want to. And if we did all of that stuff, I feel like I wouldn't want to drive it in normal conditions. Like, I want it to be a car that I can just hop in and go play with on the street, you know what I mean? Not one where I'm like, oh, I don't want it to become like the Subaru, where I can only drive that car on nice days. I want this one to be like an all year round car. It doesn't matter what the weather is. I'm not scared to drive it because it has a pristine paint job type of situation. Will, however, be the first fill up for it. Oh, it smells like a hot Subaru. It smells like everything's still breaking in. Oh, that is rough. That's dirty. Everyone's always appalled by our gas prices. Was it $4.33 a gallon? Yep. Well, it's still all in one piece. That's a good sign. Oh, I heard it click. $39 on the dot. That's what I'm talking about. Ooh, that screw's coming out. Or I never put it in, either option. Look at that, 39 on the dot. Back to the house. Let me go email these logs over to Josh. Why is that not reading right? Maybe it only filled up to 3/4 of a tank, who knows? Don't have a charcoal canister problem. That would be really annoying. Regardless, we either have a full tank or we have 3/4 of a tank. I don't know. Let's get this thing back to the house. So that's all we got for you guys on this one. The STI is doing phenomenal. We're gonna keep putting miles on this car. I wanna say we're up to like about 50 miles on this new engine. Now that the cooling system works properly, we are not overheating anymore. We are not having any problems. It still does sound like there's an exhaust leak on the passenger side of the car, but it doesn't make sense. It's all got fresh gaskets. I made sure when the engine was out to really tighten down all the exhaust components. So I'm gonna have to circle back through there, kind of figure out what's going on, see where that's coming from. Like I said, we have seats on the way. We've got DEFI gauges on the way. We've got a whole bunch of, we have our carbon hood still coming to this thing. So we got a lot of stuff. So it's gonna go back into the shop. Sway bars, end links, Cusco bracing. Pretty much like we're gonna make a fun JDM inspired STI. So when it goes back in and it goes up on the lift, we'll take another look in there. We can see what we can find. Hopefully there is an exhaust leak. We can easily fix it. But that's all I got for you guys on this one. If you liked the video, you know what to do. Go and hit that like button. Turn it black, blue, green, yellow, purple, silver, sight, and whatever color it turns for you. And if you're not already subscribed to the channel and you want to be, put it in one of these corners. No idea which one quite yet. But with that, I will catch you guys in the next one. So peace out, homies. Woo!